Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey, what it do, people? Thanks for tuning in. This is RAERAE all day, on this fabulous YouTube street called RAERAE All Day Boulevard. Oh boy, how y'all doing? I'm doing well. This is Vlogtober, so expect a whole lot of upload from all of us YouTubers. So y'all got a whole lot to watch this October. A whole lot of videos and shorts and all kind of stuff, lives too. So enjoy it like I'm enjoying watching folks too. Shout out to all my faves. I hope y'all watching me too. Again, we are here to see Reasonable Doubt on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, y'all, it is so good. I'm getting y'all caught up to speed. We on season 2, episode 7 or 8, but I wanted to review season 1, all of it, because it's such a lead up to season 2. It's like it's building blocks. And then within season 1, you go back a little bit to bring up to speed. And then there's, always a reference to how this came to be. Like, for example, we are examining we just started to examine how Jax, the star of the show, the star lead criminal attorney, what's her role? Public defender, okay? She is starting to do her job for this particular client who initially came in regarding some very important business matters. Business matters turned into criminal matters, as they often do. And so we are diving in. It just so happens this is episode 2, and we're diving into exactly what transpired. So just to brief you real quick, Braden came in to try and salvage his company from an employee who kind of went rogue, trying to expose some things about his company. Come to find out they had a relationship. Now, both of them married now, okay? Both of them playing with each other and also playing with their spouses. See, every time you cheat, you get beat. And I'm not talking about violence, talking about getting, physically attacked. I'm talking about you get beat, meaning it ain't gonna work out for you. So stop cheating. See, I don't condone cheating in none of my relationships because I leave you. Anywho, we ain't talking about me. So we're talking about Braden and him trying to get his business together, but come to find out, he is getting plotted on and looked at for this 187 of this employee who worked for him, who was happened to try and get out of a situation that she didn't really want to be in. And you know how things go. One thing leads to another. All of a sudden, you on the hit list for the DA's office, and that's pretty much what this whole season 1 is all about. It's so good. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So, like I said, they kind of go back a little bit, and they go over a little bit, just piece by piece, about Braden and that girl. Her name is Kalisha. Braden and Kalisha's relationship, and of course, it ain't all good, child. Anywho, so it really gets started episode 2 when her body is found, right? Pretty much, her cousin found her body because they were supposed to have a an interview with Good Morning America about some things about the company that she was with, the Cloud Liquor brand company that Braden has. And so the police are there, again, the cousin found her. The police are there. Her current estranged husband, played by Christian Keys, with his foine self, child. I tell you, folks are still fine after 89 years. That man got it going on. Anywho, so of course, I want to talk to folks, get some information, and trying to figure out what's really going on. But it's just always something. It's always something. So next we have, the Popo coming to see Brayden, and they just want to ask him some questions. Just some preliminary questions. However, he tells them that he's waiting on his attorney, and they pressured him into speaking. And of course, we know that's a no-no. We know that Popo ain't supposed to pressure a potential witness to talk after they said they want their attorney. I believe that's illegal. That's illegal. So Jax is trying to get to him, but she is interrupted by someone making breakfast for her. Lo and behold, it's the hired help child, the security guard her husband hired to watch over the house while he's in his Airbnb trying to figure out whether or not he want to be with her or not. And she ended up sleeping with him. Like I told you in episode 1, they looked at each other and making googly eyes and looking at each other from across the street, and they both looking good, and they both looking at each other looking good. So you know how things go with grown folks. So they end up doing it, and then, like I said, she's trying to get ready to go meet up with Brayden. She being held up by the he making breakfast, calling her love note. Calling her not by her name, calling her these nicknames already, and she don't even know the man's middle name. See, she must have put it on him real good, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Anyway, so Jax makes it into the office. She's trying to get all of her ducks in a row, and things is just really not looking all that great. So her PI, played by Dan, and he is giving her some info that makes Brayden a suspect. He is a client of her firm, and now it looks like she's going to have to represent him. Then they do a little flashback, and we know that Brayden visited Kalisha the night she died. Boom, boom, boom. And we all knew he was over there. That's just all that is. So, we have a little family time with Jax, her estranged husband, and their 2 kids going back to church because they're trying to keep things as normal as possible. And guess who the pastor introduces to Jax for some legal help? Child, the deceased cousin. Now, episode 1, the deceased cousin and Jax ran into each other in the elevator because they were there to try and sign some NDA paperwork. Like I said, with her trying to go public about some improprieties about the company. That's how it all started, remember? So now the cousin is, giving Jax the blues at church. No, at church, child, at church. Then something else happens at church. Remember I told you in episode 1 how Jax had a client 16 years ago, and he was talking about trying to get out of prison, admitting to something he didn't do because he really wants to be back on the outside. Well, guess who was at church in the pew on the other side of the church? That particular person, that particular ex-con. And Jax is looking like, oh my God, what is he doing here? Oh my God, what is he doing? She is looking like she saw a ghost. Okay. Then that's confirmed. She kind of, the kids went with their dad, and so she kind of followed him, across the street, and lo and behold, he's at a halfway house, and he was trying to get some Lord in his life. So you know how that go, right? So Jax ends up getting a call from her previous client, the ex-con who got out, and there was some sexual tension between them two. They haven't exactly, delved into it, but we're going to probably get one of those. Remember back in the day, 6 months ago or 16 years ago, however long it's been, because it's been about 16 years since he's been in. So something happened 16 years ago, and I'm pretty sure we're going to find out. Child, this man's fine. Ooh, that man fine. Ooh, let me stop looking at him. So now, after meeting with Mr. Fine, ex-con, I think his name is Damon, she reaches out to Braden and letting him know that she needs him and she is on the case. Having that tete-a-tete with the ex-con because she felt like she couldn't produce for the ex-con. She lost the case. He ended up doing 16 years. And of course, she feels like it's her fault. Yeah, well, she has, it's understandable, right? I mean, whenever we lose something based off of something we did, we think about what we didn't do. And with someone who's an attorney of her caliber, of course, it's probably playing over and over and over in her mind for a while, maybe not the entire 16 years, but I can imagine. So towards the end, Braden is the prime suspect. They have found quite enough evidence through things in her apartment, interviewing people that knew them inside and out of the office, and the fact of, some other things that have been, that they found during their investigation. And so now he has to present himself to the popo. Okay, so it's going to be a groundbreaking episode this season of season 1. Like I said, this show is so good. It kind of reminds me a little bit of how intense LA Law was, if y'all remember. It also has a little bit, now, of course, it's not Insecure. It's nothing like Insecure to the point of the writing itself, but it's so LA, and this is where I'm from. So I'm really intrigued, but I can see how it's just so mellow and cool and written real mellow. Like I said, I just keep saying mellow. I really like the way it's written. Roger Bob is behind this show. Production wise, Kerry Washington is behind this show production wise. They got some heavy hitters behind this production. And the fact that those two are a part of the production, it's fire. It's just a really good show. And I hope you tune in and watch again. It's on Hulu. And we're on season 2 currently. It's going to be a season 3 and 4 because it's gaining so much traction. It really is. And again, thanks for tuning in, y'all. This is the end of episode 2, Reasonable Doubt on Hulu, season 1. And thanks again for tuning in. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will catch you next time. Bye.